Welcome to Cars R Us. Today we are working on a 2009 Honda CRV. These CRVs for this particular model here range from 2007 to 2009. Today we are replacing the power steering hose, the high pressure side. To begin, let's go ahead and dive right in. The line begins from here. Jump up in this thing and it runs down all the way down to the sensor. Then it's in between two bushings. One bushing is here. Let me zoom in on it. That bushing will have a 10mm bolt on the back side of it. You can either get it from the top or the bottom, whichever you feel comfortable with doing. And then there's the other one there. Now, where it ends at is right here, where that bend is. That's where it ends. Fairly easy hose to take off, not too time consuming. Like I said, it's all 10mm bolts. It's easy accessible. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with these two 10mm bolts here. It's honestly already had a flush because the customer has been adding power steering fluid to it for a couple of weeks now. So it's pretty much been flushed out. So what we're going to do is we're going to change out the hose. After we change the hose, then we're going to take it off of those stands right there, and we're going to jack it up with the jack in the center to bleed it out, which means you turn it left 30 times and then right 30 times. What that is doing is that is allowing the fluid to travel from the reservoir to the line down to the rack and pinion, pushing all the air bubbles back up into here. So it's going to go in through the high pressure and it's going to come back out into the return. The return hose is up under there. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me see if I can position. I'm working off my phone today, so bear with me. Trying to see if I can get a good position on this so you guys can see. In fact, I'm gonna sit it here. Those two bolts right there, I'm gonna go ahead and take off. So let's start with that. Like I said, the job is fairly easy. Any DIY person can do it. That's do it yourself. Make sure you either after you remove this hose, you put your bolts back in the hole they came out of, or take them and sit them up in the splash guard up top up there. So now I got both bolts out. And if you got any shop towels, it'd be best to have a shop towel handy, or paper towels, whatever you prefer. Stuff it down in there so you won't get fluid everywhere. As you can see, some fluid will come out. So you just want to take it and sit it in there. Then it unclamps, it sits down in between this clamp right there. Pretty easy to come out. Now what I'm going to prefer to do is for this one over here, I'm just come down here and ratchet in. Take that bolt out. And these are very short, so you can't get them mixed up. As you can see, the ones that go into the pump itself are much longer. Let me see if I can get this one from the top also. And by the way, please, I beg you, please do not add regular power steering fluid to these things. They take Honda fluid. It's roughly around the same price. Try to make sure you reach your finger down in there to grab it like I did. See how I grabbed it so that that won't fall. I've seen a couple other videos on YouTube where they actually took and tie strapped it back together because they lost the bolt. But have you a good magnet handy if you got one. Now we have the hose loose from the pump, and we have it disconnected. We have it disconnected down there. So now the next thing you do is you want to unplug that sensor. You don't want to be snatching or pulling on that sensor because we're going to reuse it later on the new hose. So now it's undone. Now the only thing we got to do is just crawl up under there. Let me see, we'll get a good focus here. Where you at? Here we go. So now we got to just get a wrench on there. Go in and break that loose. Once we break that loose, you can have yourself a drain pan ready, or whatever it is that you use to catch your fluids so it won't end up on the ground, stay in the concrete. Let's see what we have here. My toolbox is a little junky, so please don't mind. I'm gonna grab a 20, and I want to grab either a 7/8 or a 22. I'm gonna bet you it just might be. Or you can grab yourself a good old crescent. You can't go wrong. Just gotta make sure it fits up in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go into the trunk. I think I might have it in there. Let's see. Got a few of these toolboxes laying around here. Really wasn't too prepared to shoot this video this morning. Pretty much my neighbor woke me up this morning and said that they've been having a power steering leak, and they see that I work on everybody's cars, so they want me to go ahead and get theirs knocked out also. So I didn't have a problem with it. I like to help. I help them out. You know, they help keep those people off my back from complaining on me working on too many cars in the neighborhood, because I have quite a few cars parked up out here. What does this say? 21? I might try 21. I might already have what I need and don't even know it. So I'm gonna go up under here. Of course, I don't like being hot, so rub the fan. Gotta be comfortable when you're working on these things, even if it's for a few minutes. Let me see, I just want to test fit. Now this has a little bit of space, but it's going to be a 21 that I put on there that has a little bit of space. So, I'm going to drop down to the 20. Okay, so the 20 is going to be too small. So yeah, we're going to go with it. We're going to go with that 21. 21 is what we're going to use. See if we can make sure you can get a good grip in there. Once I get it broke loose, then I'll show you guys what I've done. Alright, so that was pretty easy. I got it broke loose. now I'm going to get my drain pan, put me a drain pan under here because I don't want it to leak out onto the little sheet that I'm on. Let's see if I haven't used all my drain pans. Oh, I got one free right here. So, got me a drain pan. Put your drain pan up under there, and now I can go from the top. I can go from the top. Let me see if I can get another clear visual on it. As you can see, it's already starting to leak because it's already loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish untightening this bolt. Now that I've untightened the bolt, it's ready to come out. Okay, so now it's loose. It's ready to come up and out. Oh, and don't forget, you got a little locking clip right here. You just give it a little tug, and it'll come straight out with no issues. And look what we have here. Try and get it up out of there without getting fluid everywhere. Bingo. And we have our hose. Now, let's go on the other side, grab that new hose so we can match it up, make sure it all fits like it's supposed to. Okay, so I'm gonna set this here. Got some people that rip these packages open like it's Christmas, not knowing if you're gonna need to return it or not because it's the wrong one. Which parts stores love doing? They love giving the wrong parts to people, so when they start jobs, okay, so you want to try and make sure it's got all the curves that it's supposed to have, and it's the same length. So in this case, got the same bend, it's sitting the same way. You want to follow it all the way up. That's where that new sensor goes there. That's where the old sensor is. And that's where it ends. So that's pretty much how to remove the high pressure hose from a Honda CR-V 2009, well 2007 to 2009. Any further questions, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm just beginning the channel, so this is only the beginning. If you have any vehicles specifically that you want me to make a video on, please let me know. And as soon as I run across that vehicle, because I work on vehicles every day, I'll be sure to post it. So soon, that's one of my vehicles over there. The radiator went out on it. Now that the radiator went out, I have to pull the entire front apart just to get that radiator. Stay tuned for that one. That one's gonna be fun. Thanks for visiting Cars R Us.